Checking the stream. Refreshing the stream. And I'm going to leave this image up for a minute and I'll explain why. Yeah, we're just going to leave this up for a minute because I want this to be the default keyframe for when this goes up on YouTube or wherever. So I'm just going to leave it up for the first minute just because usually within the first minute and the first 5 minutes, the first 10 minutes, I'm not sure what the intervals are, is when they put your keyframes up. And we're about to delete this. So I want to make sure that it's preserved for all time. So tonight, what we're going to do, this is episode 21 of how to remake a remake Avalanche, and episode 21 is entitled "Let's Take This Ring Out for a Spin." And if you've been following along, you'll know what I'll be doing tonight. I think that's probably been long enough for this keyframe, but maybe we'll leave it for a minute until I'm actually ready to go. Tonight we're going to make a centerpiece, let's call it. It's a decorative piece. In the original map, the Forerunner structure is a very huge, complex structure that goes way out, and it comes out to a point. It's very elaborate. I'm going to be simplifying it quite a bit to save pieces, but I still want to make it very grand and very big looking and very important looking. And so instead of making this structure huge, I'm going to make it look like it's actually doing something or part of something or generating something. Bring it to life rather than just a structure that's sitting there. So if you were following along in the last episode, I guess I can take off now and do that. But way at the back, underneath everything else, I had these rings. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be making these so that they spin around in different directions. At least the middle two will spin. Maybe the outside one will spin as well. Haven't decided yet, but I'm going to start with the middle one, get it working. If that works, then I'm going to make the one on the next one, and then if everything's coming together and working smoothly, I'm going to try to get the third ring to spin. Now I have tried to get it to spin around on this axis here, but there's no, how can I put this? There's no form of lubrication, and it just gets all clunky and stuck, but there's no way to make it nice and smooth. But I can spin the other direction nice and smooth. Or I'm fairly certain I can. I think this one is set up. Yeah, this one's set up to spin. Oh, there we go. You see, set up to spin, and it spins fairly nicely. And the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to make them so they spin nice and freely, and then I'm going to put some invisible blockers and script them to just go like this and move it, reset, and then move it again. So I'll show you all that once it's time to do it. And I'm going to try to make it as cool looking as possible while using the fewest number of pieces, as always, so we rely on our budget. And I figured out that right off the bat, I'm going to be saying 1, 2, 3, 6 pieces. I've been making these out of triangles instead of out of squares. So there's only 3. You see the axis. The axle inside there is a pop can. I might end up using cables, whichever I can make the smallest and still have them function. So because right, kill volume. Let's go back there. Yeah, because you can once this is invisible, you can actually see the axis point. I wanted to do it with invisible blockers, but you can't make invisible blockers not normal physics. You can't make them spin. They're either phased or they're fixed, unfortunately. I don't think you can move this with your monitor, can you? You can drop a body on it, I know that. Except I missed. Anyhow, enough goofing around, let's get to work. I want to keep the middle, the middle of it is a one of the effects and a soccer ball. See, because I didn't like the effects on its own. I mean, it looks cool, but I want it to have a like a black hole type center. So I'll do this with the without using magnets. I'll do it with the actual coordinates. Oh, Tim's here. How's it going, Tim? So I will once the soccer ball is perfectly centered in this, it looks really good from a distance. It looks kind of black hole-ish, a little more so than the piece itself does. So I'm going to move those over right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to group this whole structure here. Wait, I don't need this. So I'm going to grab this, and this is just for placing. I'm not using the actual piece. I'm going to make a whole new ones. So let's grab this ring. I should probably use what should I use as I'll just use the base that's here as my let me just delete a bunch of stuff first here. I'm just going to delete everything I don't need, and then so I don't forget it over here. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Originally, I was trying to use gravity slides to spin it, but they don't seem to work on structure pieces the same way they would on, say, vehicles or bipeds. Let's get rid of that. How's the boys here? How's it going? Sorry I'm so late. We've been doing stuff all weekend, and this is my first free time all weekend. Well, that's a lie, but it's the first free time where I could actually do some streaming. So I'm going to also get rid of this piece here and this piece here, because I'm going to be recreating those completely. All I really want is to see what size they are. So this is a 32, this is a 64, and this is a 96. So 32, I'm going to write that down. 32, 64, 96. And there we go. Nilliput's way of taking notes. So I don't need this right now. I'll get rid of that one. And I don't need this one right now, so I'll get rid of that. All I want is this structure. Oh wait, I should look around and make sure. Oh, there's another whole ring up here I didn't see. I'll get rid of that. I'm going to use this to figure out where I'm going to put it. So I'm going to group this with what's left of this ring. What happened to my controller? That's weird. It's got fresh batteries in it. Oh, wait a sec. Let me... I'm going to need to use a handle on that, so I'm going to have to place a piece for a handle. Yeah. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I have to first of all, I have to make sure that these are all round and in the right place. Okay. Okay, group that. Wait, first of all, we're going to put them all into the same position. And the nice thing about rings is there's only one. With rings, there's only no matter what ring you have, it's the actual focal point in the middle of the center is the center of the ring. Toxic Nuke 123 is now following. Welcome. How's it going? From Twitter. Excellent. So people actually read my tweets. That's amazing. So 326.76 minus 200. That's the thing. I'm going to make sure that this effect is in the exact same position. 324.76 201. And it isn't. Oh, that's right, because it probably wasn't selected with the other pieces. So what I'm going to do is, you see, I need that as a handle to be able to grab it later. So I'm going to grab that now and grab this and group it. You see, that's just what I call a handle. It's just so I can move it once it's embedded in something else. You can still move it if you need to, or you can still select it. So I just want to make sure that this piece is not the parent piece. So it isn't. Okay. See, now I can grab this as the parent piece, and this, and my ring, and then give them all the exact same center. So the position should be 328 by 72 by minus 200. And I just realized that the effect isn't, the effect itself doesn't, the center of the effect isn't the center of the measurement. So what am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is this. The center of this is right here, but the effect comes out of the tip of this thing right here, so that we actually have to lower it to become a center. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to ungroup it. Okay, and then going to give that and that the same x coordinate and the same y coordinate, but not the same z coordinate. So they're both. So that way I can move it after the fact. Okay. So the ball I know is the right center. Wait, let me just be absolutely sure. Tool settings, rotation is center of mass. Okay, that's what I needed to see. So now, when I select my ring, this whole thing we're going through is just so I can group it and move it properly. Okay, there's that, there's that, there's that, there's that, and there's this. Okay, now let's give them all the same center point. 328, 72, 200. Okay, now what I'm going to do is manually move the special effects so that it's inside the ball, and I think all I have to do is move it down 10. So that's why I grouped it to this handle here. Okay, and let's just try moving it down 10 to see if that's where it needs to be. So let's just move the Z down 10. And we'll see if that's the center. Looks like it could go a little lower. So it went down 20, and that kind of looks like the center now. Yeah, I think that's done it. That every way I look at it, it looks the same. You don't see any of that the secondary ring sticking out of it. It's all totally enclosed. Okay, so now what I do is I grab any piece of the ring. Actually, let me grab this. Deselect that. I'm going to grab this the fat piece of the ring. Oh, wait, no, I'm not. Right, let me put this in the middle. I'm just going to group that, but not use it as its center. Oh, you know what? I'll use the ball as the center. That's what I'll do. So I'll grab that, then grab that, Then grab the base and the rest of the ring until I have everything I need. 8 pieces, that sounds right. Make sure I didn't grab any of the terrain. And what I do is you tap up on the switch to make sure you have everything, and it looks like I have everything. Okay, so what's the object properties position? 328.72.202. Well, either way, it's there's something wrong with that. Does that do it? Oh, that's why I don't have the parent isn't the right piece. Let me change the parent until it becomes the ball in the middle. It's kind of hard to see the green outline. I have to put something behind it so I can see the outline. Let's see. You there. You'll do just fine. I just need a background so I can see. That's a tough one to see. I have to keep clicking on this till it goes blue, and it looks blue already. There, now it's blue. There we go. That's what I needed to do. Now, object properties, position. There, 328.72 by 200. So that is the actual right piece. So, now that we have that, we can just pick the whole thing up, and we're going to move it to where it's going to sit, which is going to be way up here. Let's move our gill-infused Timmy the Whale out of the way. And this piece, we're going to try to figure out where it's going to go. So we're going to put it in the middle of the structure first. So I know that the middle measurement is 194. That's the center of the map. And we've known that since day one, the very first thing I did. Now we want to make this the kind of the visual center, so that this structure up here kind of points to it, and if it doesn't, that's okay. We can adjust for that. So yeah, let's just move it. Let's just move it out, and then we can play with up and down. We're going to turn my movement snap to 4 feet, so it'll move faster. There we go. And now we're going to figure out how high this thing's got to be. You see, that's going to be too low. We're going to look at it from all angles of the map. And because they're spinning, I want you to be able to see that from almost every part of the map. And I don't think it should be quite that far out. Oh, and keep in mind, this block here is going to be replaced with a cylinder probably. So we want it to be above the deck. So that's the snow right there. We want it to be above the snow because there's going to be a bit of structure coming out from there that's going to look like it's embedded in the snow. Oh yes, I also want this to be not too far. There we go. It's not too far in the kill volume, so I can actually get out here and work on it without dying every time I come out to work on it. So let's see what that position looks like from various points of the map. That whale is really distracting. Let me get that out of there. And if you don't recall what the whale's for, the whale is just to remind us to put something there. Oh. Right. All right. We locked these up for later. Sorry, I keep forgetting. These things kept despawning, so we put them here and we locked them up. I think if you watch the very end of the last one, we kept thinking that we were losing these things, but it turns out they're glitched and they don't respawn. So we put them up here. We set them in the phased, and that way when people come to forge with us, they can't play with them. We're because they really mess up your effects budget. Anyhow, I'm making this whale over here, and that lagginess, that's actually in the game. That's not the screen. There we go. And as I explained before, all these fins here, they are just placeholders because those are the part of the budget that I'm reserving for player containment, because I've already calculated my player containment for this map, and that's how many pieces I need for it. So that's what we're doing. We're reserving that for the budget. So once again, let's look at this spot from various parts of the map. Oh, you know what I should also do? I'm going to duplicate this, and because it's rotating, I want to be able to see the full extent of where it would rotate if we actually ended up getting the beast, because I didn't want the whole thing hidden behind a wall, but I don't want it sticking out too far either. So that's not too bad there. Might need to go a little bit higher. Like, I don't mind if you only see bits and pieces of it, but I want you to see the majority of it. You just noted the blocks are blue instead of red. Yeah, we were just playing around with the default colors for various things, but they'll all change. That's it's still too early in the process to be concerned with the coloring. That's just the what do you call it? You go to map options. It's just your primary, secondary, tertiary colors. Like, see, everything changes. But eventually the primary is going to be gray or like a light blue, one or the other, whichever looks good, metallic. Anyhow, let's keep looking at this structure from various parts of the map. Oh, right, I want to see if you can see it from the base. Probably can't, but let's have a look anyway. Not really. You might be able to see it from the man cannon. And for those of you who weren't here last time, this base is just blocked out. These aren't the final pieces we're going to use. We're just really using this for measurement. So let's look at this from the man cannon. And when do you start to see it? Right about here. Oh, that's okay, I guess. So let's look at it from the middle. Okay. You thought the Avalanche bases were double side base ramps leading in. Yes, there are two ramps that lead in. They just couldn't really make it out because we only have it blocked out. If that's what you're talking about, I think. So I'm thinking that's not a bad spot for it. Maybe raise it up just a little bit, because I kind of want it to follow that line. For the reason being that the decorative part of this is I want to make it look like this whole structure is going to be possibly cylinder, and it's going to be pointing right at the focal point there. It's going to be pointing... Oh, that looks really cool. Too bad we couldn't get that to happen. Yeah, I want that to be focusing right at that. So maybe maybe we'll raise it up just a bit. Scripts on timers to change color. Yeah, we could do that. Okay, you're asking about the ramps in the bases. Here, I'll path it out for you. It's kind of hard to see with all our measurement sticks. The main one goes straight up like that. And then there's another one that leads up here. They meet here, and there's 2 paths up there, which I haven't built yet. There's a teleporter, and we're making this addition that certain game types, this will open up, and there'll be a team blocker here, and this is where the wasp parks right here. So in Slayer, possibly only Slayer, there'll be a wasp here, and what Nilliput found out is as soon as you jump into the wasp, it pops up to here just naturally. It just raises up as you get into it, and then you just fly it straight out. But that won't be there in all game types. It won't be there in Capture the Flag, but for certain it'll be there in Slayer. We aren't sure as which game types yet. Anyhow, if you probably missed the last thing we did, but we were working on in the game. This ramp is one-way see-through. You can see up from underneath. You can see through it, but you can't see down from the top. So what we've come up with, since that is impossible, is we've come up with this system right here, and this is the actual ramp I'm working on here. It's going to be these are decals, okay, and under the decal it's going to be the decorative part of the floor, which is that, and encasing it all is a piece of glass to keep so that the grenades don't make it blow up. And what we found out is that usually to make glass invisible you paint it black, but when you're using a decal, and now I can't really match these up, but when you use the decal, the black glass, and this thing here, it gets really super black, like really black, and if you look through it gets rid of any color. So when you see someone underneath you, you can't identify friend or foe because the chroma and the screen and the glass all work together. Well, I don't know what's it's probably just the chroma, but it gets rid of the service tag above their name, and all you see is the outline of the character. So you can't tell if it's a friend or foe when you're looking down through it or looking up through it. You actually have to go see them face to face, or if they're a friend, you'll see it once you move out of the like move into another part of the base. You'll be able to see their tag, their service tag. But when you look through these, you don't see service tags. You just see a gray outline of the character underneath. So that's going to be my special effect that I put in place of the one-way glass that's in the original. Anyhow, let's go back today. I'm distracting myself, and I'm bound and determined to get this piece of gear working before I'm done tonight. So let me just raise that up. Right, I can get rid of this one now. So 190, right, I got the snap set to 4 feet, so I'll turn that off. Position 194. Let's say 16. I just want to see what it looks like aimed at from here. You know what I can do is that the longest? Yeah, that's an 80. That's the longest one. Let me just duplicate that. And this structure, the angle, I'm going to match this angle. I think it's 5 degrees. I'm not 100% sure. It looks more like 10. Oh, wait, let's just see. So it is 7 degrees. Okay, so 7 degrees. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in, line this up. See, I'm not just placing the structure, but I'm placing right now I'm also placing the entire structure because it all has to point to that spot right there. This entire structure is going to look like uh, like it's charging that particular unit. So it all has to focus on that. So what I'm going to do is play around with different sizes of rings, and I'm going to make this very angular piece in the original, and that's all going to be cylindrical in this one, and because it's going to be cheaper to make. um, yeah, I can look at what you have in mind, but not tonight, obviously, because I want to get this done tonight. So what I'm going to do is find all the biggest, find the biggest primitives in cylinders and rings. So let's just go with, let's start with the biggest and work our way down. And we're going to make it, we're going to turn them all to 7 degrees. So that's 83. And we're going to not use, well, we'll probably use the biggest one for the majority of it. But let's stick this to the middle magnet. There we go. Gotta love magnets for that. I think you kind of get the idea of what I'm building. It's going to be a like a gun-looking thing. So let's get rid of this block. And that was really dumb. Well, let's try that again. Okay. Oh, you have a YouTube link. Okay. Tell you what. When I take a break in about half an hour, I'll actually play that video across the screen. I've wanted to try that and I haven't tried it yet. See if I can actually play the video on my stream, if you don't mind. I mean, I'm sure you'd be cool with that. Okay, so primitives, cylinders, the biggest one in full, and we're gonna turn that down again to 7 degrees again. So that's 83. Oh, wait a sec. Oh, it's the other way around. So it's 97. So let's put that back in the center. See, because I don't want to have to make this thing and then tear it all apart again because it's, you know, 3 feet off where I want it to be. So we're going to make sure we plan this properly first. So it won't be the biggest ring at the end, because what I'm planning on doing is making the biggest rings and then a small ring, and then a smaller ring, and then the tube that points to this. And why does that look off center? Oh, the ball is off center. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to degroup this whole thing. And I'm going to get rid of that special effects. We'll stick that in last, because it's kind of annoying me. And it shakes my screen every time I get near it. And they're hard to grab sometimes. And I'm just going to go tuck this under the bridge over here. Whoop, that's not there. I'm going to go, I'll just put this on the bridge. Just so I know where it is. Safekeeping. And there, now my screen isn't shaking anymore. See, I just realized that the ball, even though it says that it's this is the center, it really isn't. So 95. Oh right, and I also here I'll do that after I measure it. 194, 16, 956. I realize that if I'm going to use the magnet for this to stick this to it, I have to turn the ball 7 degrees as well, so that the magnet is pointing in the same direction. So let's just rotate it a bit by hand to get it started. Here's the reason I do that is I rotate it just a bit by hand to get it started so that I know which of the X, Y, and Z I'm supposed to change. So when you go into Object Properties, Rotation, none of them. Let's try that again. All right, let's turn magnets off. There we go. Object Properties, Rotation. See, it's 84. I know I need to make it 83. So what that does is that now it puts the magnet for this, it turns it to the same angle that this is, and now it points directly at the ball. So that's what I want to see. I want it pointing directly at the ball. So I know that this one's still accurate. Let's move you guys out of the way a bit. And I'm just going to duplicate this just to represent where it's going to go. I want to make sure it's not too low, not too high. Yeah, it's kind of... No, it's not too bad. It's... You see, the bottom of it's supposed to be up there. But I'm okay with that. Oh, wait a sec. No, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. See, that represents where it is in Halo 3. I don't mind that the middle's a bit high, a bit lower. And actually, you know what? I kind of want to raise the whole thing up. So what I'm going to do is grab that, grab that, grab that, grab that, and let's group that up, and let's just move it up till I'm comfortable with the height, because it does look a little bit low. And let's just make it an even 20. So 194 by 20. And that's fine for that structure out there. Yeah, that's perfectly fine for that. So 194 by 20, and I will just make them all the same thing. So they're all 194 by 20. And I went way too far. There we go. So that's the final height and position of that piece. And yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, so let's get rid of this box. Now here's the problem with this is that there's a couple of these embedded in there and I want to get rid of them. But that also means I'm going to end up getting rid of all those boxes, but that's okay because I think it is time to get rid of these. I'm happy with the position of the man cannon, and I can always adjust it and I can always remeasure them later. So I don't really need to keep these boxes around taking up budget for no reason other than to indicate how to place a man cannon that I've already placed. So I have no problem getting rid of those. I just want to see if I'm using them structurally anywhere else. Probably not, so I'm going to just do a group all and delete them. But actually no, I'm going to have to I'm just going to grab this one and attach it to this pole so that when I do a group all and delete, I don't accidentally delete that one there. Okay, so going to grab this object property, select all of, and it's the only one. Why is it the only one? Huh, probably because it's the only one. I must have already deleted the ones that are inside here. Right, and this one here, I want to group with that so I don't accidentally delete that, because that's only a placeholder block. So let's go ahead and delete those other blocks anyway, since I'm thinking about it now. Yeah, there's 6 of those, and they're gone. Goodbye. That'll also make the map look a little bit cleaner on this side. It sure does. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, so let's continue this piece here. I may be rolling it. No, I will be rolling it. There we go. I just wanted to make the spine of this on the bottom rather than on the side, just to keep the sides looking cleaner. No, you know what? I have a plan for that. So let me roll that back. Yeah, I think I might do that because I might be attaching these to larger cylinders that are going around the outside. So what I'm going to do is ungroup this, and one more time I'm going to duplicate this. And looks like I'm going to need one more. Yeah, one more. And then I'm going to bring the whole thing out a bit. I don't know why I turn my head when I look around at things. It makes no sense, but it's an immersion thing, I guess. Now I'm going to look inside here to make sure that doesn't interfere with anything inside here. No. Don't see it at all. Okay. Now that's not final, but that's final for position. It's not final for how it's going to look. So now what I want to do is I want to spawn some of the bigger rings just to see how I can incorporate them as well. So let me go under primitives, rings, and we're going to find the biggest one and not the fattest one. There we go, that's what I'm looking for. And is my snap still in 45? Yes, it is. So we got this, and duplicate it, magnetize. Now, group. Now I want to turn this 7 degrees so it's like the rest of the structure. Rotation should be 83. There we go. Now to find out what the center of this is, oh, I already know what the center of this is because I've done it here. It is 194 by 20. No, it's, you know what, here, I'll do it the easy way. I grab the ball and grab this and just match the position. There we go. Now that just made it relatively the same as the ball. So what I'm going to do then is turn my movement type to world, take the magnets off, and I'm just going to slide this. Oh wait, sorry, I left the ball attached. Just want to reattach. I'm going to put the ball back where it was, and then group those again. And now what I'm going to do is get rid of this panel, this panel, this panel, and this panel, which are on the original structure, or they're just oh, wait a sec. Let me yeah, it's actually I don't really need that measurement now because I'm completely changing the look of it. That's where the measurements hit. You see, this was kind of complex. It was several pieces, but I want to really simplify it and make it look good at the same time. So I'm going to get rid of all the square pieces other than our spawn platform. Okay, and then I'm going to take this ring, and hopefully it slides. Oh, turn the magnets off. I just want to see what it looks like slid over top of this right about here. There we go. So it looks like some kind of sheathing on like our heat shield off a large gun sort of thing. And then I'm going to replicate that, magnetize it, and then do it again. And just keep going. Oh, didn't magnetize it to the right spot. Now I'm going to leapfrog them. See, once you have a bunch of them in place, I might need this one, I'm not sure yet. We're going to take one out of the middle. I'm going to slide it up to the top. I'm going to take this one and slide it up to the top. And then we're going to take this one and we're going to slide it up to the top. And I think that's enough. Let's do one more. So I do need this one here. Oh, shoot. My bad. I didn't let go of the other one and I grabbed them both. Or do they no, that's all. I just was holding on to two at the same time. So let me just do that. Put this back on. And then put this one on it. I think there's too many pieces confusing this. Let's move Timmy yet again. There we go. I'll delete that one. And there's our central structure. I'm going to be adding more that type of effect to the front of it, but you know what? I kind of would like. Nah, I'm not going to move this again. We've been through this too many times. We've moved this thing so many times. We're just gonna, well, once. That's once too many. We're just gonna leave that, and I'm going to save the map. And I forgot to do a save as 25, so let me do that now. .25. Yeah, 0.25. There we go. So that's kind of the pattern I'm going through. That may be adjusted afterwards, but this could be cylindrical as well. I haven't decided yet, but it's definitely not going to be a block like that. I may make this a little more see-through, so that you can see this cool thing as it's going, but. I may also be taking this whole structure and sliding it back up into the hill a little more to give more room for whatever I do for decoration out here. I'm probably just going to put a smaller ring, the same as that, but put a smaller ring around here than a smaller ring here so that it's kind of facing to that. And I really wish you could do the lightning bolt. I wish you could do, like, you can place a lightning bolt. I wish you could place both ends of it to make it look like an arc going back and forth between the structure. So anyhow, let's make this thing spin. That's why we're here, right? We're gonna make this thing spin. This piece here, I'm gonna ungroup it. Oh, it's not grouped anymore. Never mind. I'm going to turn off the magnets, and I'm just going to slide it here so it's out of the way. I'll probably use it later. So what do you feel about the structure going to cylindrical? Is anyone feeling that? Oh, you're thinking that these up here should move back and forth on the pillar? So you're thinking they look like fingers? Is that what you're saying? I don't know if I could get away with that, honestly. Make it look like this. Yeah, yeah. There you go. Enjoy this map. No, I'm not going to animate those. I'm not going to animate those at all. If anything, oh no, as if they fix the rotation, maybe I'll get them to rotate around, or something like that, or some kind of lighting effect that moves. But you knew the first thing I would think of, right? I might do it anyway. When no one's looking, all of a sudden this map's been in matchmaking for 6 months, and they say, "Hey, you should upgrade your map." Okay, I'll upgrade my map. Anyhow, as promised, we're going to try to get this thing spinning. I'm just going to verify the position of the ball. 194 by 20 by 956, so that's good. The ring itself, let's do the smallest ring first, and then that way we can build the next ring around, and then the next ring around that, and then when the whole thing's done, we'll animate, we'll put that effects back into here, and then see what we can do to decorate it. So the small ring was, let me scrolling down, 32. So let's bring out all the 32s and see which one we want to use. So the middle one I think is just going to be a ring. The other outer one I want to do two quarter rings, or two 5/8 or whatever, like not the top and not the bottom, but I'm still going to get them to spin. But the middle one is just going to be a ring, a solid ring. So let's just go the primitives, rings. We're going to go with 32. And we're going to go with half. But I think I wanted to do it with the 8-footer, not the, what is that? It's a 2-footer. Maybe I'll use the 4-footer. Why did I scroll away from that? Rings, 32. So that's the 2. That's the 4. And that's the 8, and the 8 is way too thick. The other rings are going to be 8s, I believe. Yeah, that's an 8. So I'm going to use a 4 for the center one. Turn the light bake off, because I keep forgetting to turn the light bake off. So you know what? While I'm thinking about it, select all of. Light bake off. Select all of. Oop. Didn't select all of. Oh, right. Is that group? Oh, right. It's. I can't select all of because it's grouped. But I can do that. And let's just turn all the light baking off. Off. There we go. Okay, so the ring, we're gonna decorate the ring as we go. So, and if you look at the ring, there's a rounded side and a square side, so that's not right. There we go. Now we're going to. Should I do it in place? I should probably do it in place, but let's decorate it first. The I want to paint these a specific color so that they don't change later if we change the base colors of the map. So I'm actually going to spawn all the rings first, select them all, and change them all and decorate them all at the same time. So for the time being, we do not need to we do not need to paint them. Although maybe I should. Let me just see what I did with these ones here. These are 50% gray, 50% gray, baby blue, which should be 50% gray, 9, 9, and 9, and Forerunner. So let's just do it to all of them. Actually, you know what? I'm going to pick a color. I'm going to pick a map color in case we decide to paint this later. or change colors. So I'm going to find a map color we're not using. And you know what? I'm going to start a new page in my log of reference colors, because I want to keep track of which reference color we're using for which, because we're going to be using all of them. So find a pen. Pen, what's that? An analog writing device. There we go. Reference colors. And I should write them all down, but we're going to use, let's find one. Floors, pathways, ceilings, roof. We'll probably use columns. We'll use cover, accents, details, props, glow, glass, supports, perimeter. And for user 1, 2, and 3, they're going to be alternate base colors for 1, 2, and 3. So base color 4, so we'll use that. So we're going to use user 3. User 3 is our rings. So let's note that for later. So let's just make user 3 50% gray. Okay, so when we color these, we're going to color these. You know what? I'm going to forgot to lock that. There we go. So I don't actually grab it. So let's paint these. User. Each one should be user 3, and each one should be 9. User 3. User 3. And 9. And Covenant, Forerunner, and we don't need an overlay. There we go. Now let's we're going to put some handles on it. But in order to do that, I have to find a proper measurement. So let's move it up to where it's going to be. I don't know why I'm not working on these in position. Yeah, you know what? I can do that. I'm just going to put everything in. I'm just going to put everything in final position as I'm making it. All that means I have to be careful because there's a kill volume out here. And that also allows me to see if, you know what, I'm going to get this ball out of the way as well. I'm going to put a really small block so that way it can, we can determine if, like some items, the center of measurement isn't actually the center of the object, it's off to the side, like in natural, invisible blockers are that way, the ball is that way, the effects that we're using is that way. What's the message from Mazaboy? Yes, I answer messages from people in the stream. Oh, there we go. Here's an easy way to do it. There's the easiest way to put it on stream. I don't have to worry about setting up my... I should have saved the map first, but... And for some reason it's not playing. That's not the stream, that's just an Xbox Live. Yeah, as a boy, I'm probably going to. You said I should put dead grunts in a skull as an Easter egg. I have a plan. Well, I haven't finalized the plan yet. There is going to be an Easter egg, but it's. I want my Easter eggs to be. I'm going to put them in off stream just so that you have to play it to find out what it is. But I've been getting all kinds of suggestions on what to put. This media is not showing for me, and it's locked up my Xbox. Huh. Let me save this first. Just, okay, it's saving. Okay. I'll try that again. Let's, see if it works this time. Well, you know, it's got to mail it all the way from England, right? That's going to take a while. Yeah, no, it's not playing. Usually they play immediately. Mailing it by pigeon. There you go. That'll get there quicker. Okay, so I'm going to put these in the correct position. Oh, wait, no. I'm interrupting myself. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a primitive... a 4 by 4 by 4. Oh, you see, that's... hold on a second. I'm going to go to my map options first. And I want to see... Oh, no, my tool settings. And my... See, that's right. My pivot was set to origin. I wanted to make sure it was set to center of mass. So I'm going to try that again. And it's the center of mass now. Wait, I should use a smaller one. That's a little bit big. 4. Why is there no 4 by 4 by 4 block? Oh, that's why. I was in the 8-foot section. That's why. So I'm going to put this in the center as well. And what was it again? It was 194, 20, 956 or something. So this just helps me determine if things are actually centered properly. Position 194, 20. By 956, was it? It was, I'm just checking. Yeah, 194, 956. 194, 956. You see in that? You see, this is 194, 956 as well. And everything's kind of off-centered. So I'm going to do, just to be absolutely sure, I'm going to do something a little more... see, because everything has to be perfectly centered. And if it's not perfectly centered, this ring is going to look really wonky if one of the rings is off and this ring is off the other way. So everything's got to be measured perfectly. How am I going to do that? I'm going to go to the old standard. Structures, supports, columns, round, and I'm going to go the 4 by 4 by 2 by 2 by 20. Because I know that the centers on these are correct. By 194. By 10. You see, that's not going right either. That should be... Oh, that's why. Let's actually make it 20. Let's try it this way. There we go. That's better. 194, 9. Oh, that shouldn't matter because I'm going to make a cross. 20 by 9, 56. So it's where they intersect. See, let me move this out of the way. You see, they intersect perfectly. They're Z fighting. So now I just figure out where these go. So 204, so it's 4 out from the regular, or from the measurements, and this would be the same. Shoot this way. I know I'm doing something wrong with my measurements here. 966. You see, it should be 956, but it's 966, so it's 10 out that way. Either way, that's the center. And let's make another one. You see, this isn't making sense because the rotation is supposed to be center of mass. Maybe that's why. Huh. Well, either way, now that I have this, I can use this as a fake gimbal to make sure everything's centered. So I see they're 10 units out from where they're supposed to be. See, it's 20 let's say feet long. And so what it's doing is it's supposed to be taking the measurement from the middle, but it's taking it from here, even though the that yellow block thing is in the middle. So it's going to be confusing because everything we're working with is going to have the same problem as that. So we're going to keep these to make sure that even though mathematically these things aren't hitting center, they're going to hit center now, because we're going to use these as our guideline for making the rest of this. Now, if anyone has seen saw the build I posted of making Keyhole 9, the Keyhole 9 series of maps, I use these for measuring hexagons, because the whole map was a series of hexagons. So I made a hexagon out of these and just grouped them and stuck them to all the other hexagons, and they measured perfectly from one end of the map to the other. The whole map was like pixel perfect. So I really like using these for measurements. And see, that shows me that this has to move over to be centered on that. So I'm going to just make this as my fake gimbals, and we're going to base everything on this rather than on measurements, because I know I must have a setting wrong or something, but none of my pieces are even though they say they're center of mass, they're not center of mass. So all of my pivots will be based on this as well. My like when I put my axles in here for spinning them, I'm going to actually place the axle, magnetize it to this to make sure it's dead center first. So there we have that. So now I know that when I place this piece, the dimensions are going to be, actually I want to do this I want to have this one start upright, because Yeah, you see that rotation's supposed to be on center of mass as well, and it's not. It's way out of whack. Anyhow. Oh, for some reason my rotation type got switched to camera. And that's on object, and that's on world. Something's way, way, way out of whack here. You see, this should be spinning nicely. And it's just, what's the word everyone uses? Oh, it's fucked. So we're gonna just do everything. We're just gonna do everything by hand, because it obviously the measuring system is just. I don't know why it's out of whack, because tool settings. I just want to make sure they got everything right. Movement translation is by object. Let's go by world, and let's see if that changes anything. Definitely doesn't change anything. Okay, so tool settings, snap, that's just your movement snap. Center of mass, origin root. Let's go origin root. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe that is it. You know what? That must be it. All this time I think it should be center of mass. But in rings, the center of mass isn't the center of the ring. The origin is, yeah, it's been me all along. Oh, no, it's still messed up. So you know what? I'll set this to the where the dimensions are supposed to be. So all along I've had this backwards. That could be all that is. It was not. Oh, wait a sec. My snap is wonky. It's on 4 feet for some reason. Okay. And turn magnets off. So let me try this again. Object properties, position 20, 194. By 956. Okay. And now because of the ring, we're going to make it down 10. Sorry, down 10. Or sorry, down 2. Now, when I spin this, let's see if it spins on its axis. No, you see, it still doesn't spin on its axis. See? But for measurement purposes, at least we know we've got this right. Now, what I want to do is figure out which way these are going to spin. And to do that, I'm going to try something. Let's see if this works. I haven't tested this yet, so this may not work at all. But let's give it a shot. Let's just try this. Nope, that's not how you do it. I'll just try capturing this window. Let's see if this works. That's not it. One more try. There we go. Let's see if this works. And it didn't. Yeah. I should have downloaded the video first. Okay, never mind. Some other time. Guess I shouldn't be playing with it while I'm actually streaming. Yeah, I was just going to show you a video that of the one I'm trying to match, and it's the new multiplayer map that's based on Haven has one of these just off the front of the map, and I'm trying to match it almost exactly or very close. I was just trying to figure out which way they spin, but I think what I want is I want the middle one to spin this way, and the larger one to spin side to side. So I'll just work on this one first of all. So I'm going to get rid of this bar. Just by moving it over, and then this bar I'm going to move over, and let's put the magnets back on. I just realized I had my movement type set to object instead of world, which messed these up. That's back to where it's supposed to be. Yes, it is. So movement type is on world, so now I can get rid of my magnets and slide these over accurately. See, Z fighting, so you know it's accurate. Okay, now I'm going to put my my pins in, and as I said, originally I was using pop cans, but I'm going to try it with cables, or maybe cable caps. No, I think it'd be better off with the actual cables. So let's. They are under props, construction, I believe, cables, uncapped, and I just want the smallest one. And I'm going to change the color to the same as the other one, to user 3 for all parts of it. User 3, 9 metallic across the board, and this doesn't have a it doesn't have a what do you call it? You can't make it Forerunner. And I'm going to magnetize this to the pole because that's what I'm using to measure. There we go. So there's one in the center there. And let's put one there. There we go. And then I'm going to bring this in just till it touches the inside of that. And then I'm going to try it with the pop can and see which is more suitable. So turn off magnets. Movement type is set to world. And I'm just going to slide it in until it pops through and then slide it back out. Okay, now that's kind of big. I'm going to go back to the pop cans because that's a little bit too big. Here, let's show you what a pop can looks like on there. They are under props, urban, I think. Yeah, soda can. Forge A or Forge B? Let's go B. And first thing you do is you change it to phase physics. And then change the colors. To user 3. And we'll push the ring side in. Yeah, and I think these are going to be much shorter. So let's get rid of those. Perfect. Okay. So we're going to slide this in, get rid of the magnet, Movement type is set to world. And we're just going to slide it just so the word pop is sticking out. And you see from a distance, you can barely see it. Nice, okay. So let's put the next one in. Very good. Get rid of your magnets. Get a closer look at it. Just slide it into the word pop is right there. Okay. Now we need something to set this on. So we're going to get 3 invisible blockers. Extras, invisible blockers, and now I can't really tell what size these are unless I hold them up against something. They could be way too small or way too big. I can't tell until I get them in place. Yeah, they're might be too small. Might be perfect. Let's try. Yeah, too small because I want to put a cap over it as well. So let's go to the next size up. So that was a 1 by 1 by 2, a 2 by 2 by 1. Nope. I need a. You know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go for block. I don't want to accidentally get a projectile one or something like that. So that was a 1 by 1 by 2. So I need a 2 by 2 by 1. Nope. 2 by 2 by 4. I'd rather have a 1, but right, I need it more than 2, so it's got to be 4. So 2 by 2 by 4. There we go. We're gonna have to be 2 by 2 by 4s, and reproduce that. Stick the magnet on and group it. Let's see what the size looks like. Okay. And this is just a capper for it. And we're going to be manually placing this. So let's take that off. And we're just going to use the XYZ coordinates. Looks like I have more than one thing selected. There we go. XYZ coordinates. And you want to just make it so it's just slightly out. So you can see just a bit of an air gap between them. And it's probably good enough. Yeah, because if you have too much friction, it gets really jerky. It doesn't go smooth. Tim said to make it spin, it doesn't need to be center of mass. I agree, but for measuring the whole thing and getting everything to line up perfectly, it did. But no, it doesn't. You don't need to have it center of mass. I just want to make sure everything lines up and measures up properly, so that it doesn't look out of whack. So right now I need to put the top on this. I'm going to use the. I'm just going to lower this manually because it's just 1 pixel too high. And to do that though, I turn magnets off, and movement type should be set to object, and snap should be set to Z fighter. And I don't know if you saw it, but I just moved it just the slightest bit. It can actually go up a bit. You just want to see the slightest air gap between the ring, or between the pop can and the invisible blocker. There we go. Now we're going to put the cap on it. Turn the magnets back on just so I can line it up. Oh, right. Before I put the cap on it, we have to move this out. So we'll select it, make sure our magnets are disabled. Our movement type should be set to world, and then that way it won't shift on us. And we're going to slide it out just so that there's no friction between the ring and the invisible blocker. Okay, like you should be able to get your whole finger in between there. So about like so. That way there's no friction, and the actual wireframe for this ring might be slightly larger than what you see, so you have to make room for that as well. So it should be just, and it doesn't matter if there's a little bit of play side to side, it'll still swing nicely. So that's about where I had the other one, and it worked very well. So grab this, turn your magnets back on, and just snap this to this piece so it's in the right place. And then we're going to move it, turn the magnets off, and we're just going to cap this manually. And this just keeps it from popping out. So line your camera up with the top of the pop can. And then let's turn our Z fighter on and just make it slightly bigger. As the boys, chocolate sponge cakes, nice. We have peanut butter chocolate ice cream. That's what we have. Like chocolate ice cream with actual peanut butter swirls in it. Oh, you're making me hungry. Okay, just gonna have a look here. Let me get this out of the way so I can see inside here. Okay, that can come down just a bit. That's there we go. Now, the main thing is we lock this to this and make the top piece the make the top piece the parent, but it really doesn't matter because we're just going to duplicate it and put it on the other side manually anyway. So we're gonna, oh, that's right too. You want to duplicate it, put the magnets on so it's exactly the same position, turn the magnets off, movement type is set to world. That way you can slide it over and it's going to be in the exact same position as the other one. You just have to make sure you leave the right gap. See, this way we didn't have to do any measurement on the other one. See, it's, I can get out of here before I die from the kill volume, but there you go, perfectly positioned. A good place to save the map right now, so we're saving. So now I can test to see, get rid of this, test to see if this can spin. And once this can spin, then I can I just realized one thing though. Right, I want to spin away. So right, I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to be positioning the what you call it, the invisible blockers that are going to move it. I should probably place them before I start getting this thing spinning. So I'm going to try, I actually set the scripts for those right now, might as well. So I'm going to use the same invisible blockers I had for here. So I'll just take this and tear it apart. Not delete it. Um, and I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to program them all at the same time and then take them and fine tune them afterwards. So I'm going to just take all these and I'm going to program them over here, and then I'm going to position them properly afterwards. But in order to get them all to play nice, I'm going to put down a block as a place to set them all on first, because when you're doing a scripting a movement, when you grab it, the next time it goes from where you grab it. So I want to make sure that they all start in the same place. So I'm just going to plop down any block. I've deleted a bunch here, but let me just, oh wait a sec, that's grouped. Whatever, it doesn't matter what I use. 32 by 2 by 64. And I'm just going to measure where this is, and you'll see why in a second. So I just want to make this 20, 96. Let's make it 100. Just a number that's easy to remember. By 900. And the reason I do this is because when I'll be playing around with the scripts to get them right, I want a reference point so that when I start my script, I'm going to magnetize it to this, and my script will always start here, so that if I grab them and the number isn't quite right, I can just stick it back to this position and start again. And I'm going to take them all, oh wait, you know what, I should also lock this piece here so I don't accidentally grab it. And see, there's 3 magnets on here I can use. Actually, there's 6 magnets on here I can use. And that's coincident because there's 6 of these I'm going to be programming. So, so let's just put 6 of them on here right now and let's start programming them. And the reason I'm doing them here is if I put them over here and get them to work, it's going to be really impossible to figure out where everything goes and how to position it. And when I grab it and move it, I don't know exactly where it was. Where if I start with them all here, then I know that I can always bring them back here again when I want to adjust them. I'll just bring them back here, adjust them, and then put them in place where they go. So this way we can also script all of them at the same time. So I'm just going to guess the first one. Okay. And actually, one is going to go up and one is going to go over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to program the ones that go over as well. So that one's that one. Wait, where's the middle? Actually, there's one right here. Come on, where's all the magnets at? There's a magnet. And this one is here. You know what? This one... Right. I'm just trying to associate them. So that's for that one, that's for this one. And I just don't want them overlapping. Oh, whatever. I'm going to do the first one first anyway, so let's just do them. Yeah, let's just do them. Okay. So The script, I'm trying to visualize it. I want it to go 1, 2, and then back. Then 1, 2, and then back. So, yeah, so what I'll do is I'll just program them all at the same time and then adjust them all at the same time. Oh, right. In order to do that, I have to reset their positions. Absolutely right. You see, I have to make sure that the XYZ coordinates are the same on them. So I'm going to take this one, and this one. I just want to make sure that they're rotated the same way because I'm going to be using the local script, not the global script. No, I'm going to use the global script. I keep changing my mind because I don't really know what I'm doing. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I know how to do it. I just haven't figured out exactly how to do it. So I'm kind of figuring it out as I go. So the, right, I'm programming all 6 at the same time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's add 2 scripts to each one. So here's the fun part. Add script, add script. First script 1, condition on timer. Initial delay is 0. Repeat the timer every 1. I'm trying to calculate how long I want to take around to go around. So it should be 1, 2, 3, 1,000. So it should take 4 seconds to go around. So let's repeat the timer every 2 seconds. Okay. So on timer, initial delay is 2, repeat timer 2. Action, move offset, and let's go turn the local movement on so I can adjust them. And we're going to make it Z, and let's go 16 units. Okay, so 16 units, okay. And the local is on. So what that means is that if you have all your objects going up and down on the Z, if you turn it, it's going to go this way because it's using its own Z coordinate, not the map's Z coordinate. But probably will change that, but for now, let's just keep it on local. So the next timer is script 2. Do you smell skunk? I smell skunk. And I mean real skunk, not that other stuff that smells like skunk. Yes, there's definitely a skunk outside.
Ew.
Yeah, close the window. That's like really close. Like maybe Tess upstairs got sprayed or something, but that's really close. Oh my God. It's just wafting through the windows right now. Oh my God, I can taste it. Oh no. Someday we'll be able to stream smells. Can't you wait for that? It's the smell of my Halo 5 rec packs. Yeah, I have about 30 rec packs I haven't opened yet, so I'm not going to open them till my forge thing is done. Anyhow, on timer, initial delay is 1 second because it's a 2-second cycle. So initial delay is 2 seconds. No, wait a sec. No, this is right, but repeat timer every 2 seconds. I just realized what I did wrong. I have them all moving at the same time. I want one to move and then the other, then one to move, then the other. Okay, so yeah, let's just see what happens. Script 2 on timer, initial delay. Oh no, wait a sec. I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to have to do it right. These will be. I have to grab these and before they disappear off the map. Come back here, you. Yeah, these will go right off the map if I don't grab them. So I have all 6? Oh, I have 7. What else did I grab? Oh no. I'm holding 7 things. Oh, there. Now I'm holding 6 things. Now to get them all back into position, you know the trick to do that. You just object properties, position, Just make them all the same. And they are all right here. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the scripts because I just realized what I did. I want 3 to move up and 3 to move sideways. I can't program them at the same time or that happens. So let's just remove the scripts. Remove last script, remove last script. There we go. And what I'm going to do is group these so I can move them all at the same time. And I'm going to split them off so that I can do the... I'll do the... yeah, I'll do the top ones first. Okay. There we go. So we got 3 here, and we're going to make these ones go up and down at the same time. But they're going to reset. Is what they're going to do is they're going to take 2 seconds to go up, then they're going to reset. Okay. So 1, 2, 3 blocks. So ignore the whole last 10 minutes. We're starting over. Okay. So here we go. Object properties, add script, add script. Script 1 is on timer. Initial delay 0, repeat timer every 2 seconds. So it goes 1, 2, set. 1, 2, set. Okay, initial delay 0, repeat timer every 2 seconds. All right, and what do we want it to do? We want it to go, we're going to use the map coordinate, the map coordinates. Because even though one ring is spinning one way and one spinning the other, it just depends where you put this block. So you can put one in front and one off to the side. Anyhow, we'll go over that once we start placing them. Action, move offset, Z vertical. We want to go up. So that makes it, that's a positive number. And let's just pick 16. We'll be adjusting all that later. And we want it to take 2 seconds to go the distance of 2 seconds. So the timer is on 2 seconds. So we want this to be 2 seconds long. So it takes 2 seconds. The timer is 2 seconds, and it takes 2 full seconds to go the 16 units. Okay. So we'll turn the local movement off, which means it's going to use the map's Z coordinate, not the little invisible blocker Z coordinate. So the second script is really simple. It's on a timer as well. And initial delay is 2 seconds. So at the 2 second mark, repeat timer every 2 seconds. So it repeats every 2 seconds as well. And then action is to position reset, velocity reset you turn off. The time is 0. So what it's going to do is it's going to go 2 seconds. And then as soon as it hits the top, it's going to start over again. So it's going to disappear, respawn, and then start again. So as soon as we let go, this should work right away. And if for some reason there's a delay, it should actually start moving right away. But that's okay. That's okay. So what happens when these get back down to the bottom? Let's see if we can figure out why there's a delay on that. Now the scripts won't fire while it's moving. So object properties. Oh, I grabbed the background. Let's have a look at these scripts again. Script 1, on timer, initial delay, 2 seconds. It could just be a weird glitch with the timer itself. Maybe it has to take 1/10 of a second to reset, even though you know what, let's just try this. Let's make the time it takes 1.9 seconds. So it goes up a little slower, and that gives it 1/10 of a second to reset. So let's just see if that helps. There we go. See, that's exactly what it was. That's exactly what we want it to do. Okay. So we're just going to let those two pieces go nuts. And I just realized something. I just realized something. I wanted them to be sideways, not I wanted the fat end to be going up, not the small end to be going up, because it's going to be pushing the ring up right here. So I want it to be here. Look at the screen and imagine these blocks underneath it. I want the wide end to be lifting it, not the narrow end to be lifting it. That way it can carry it for more of the length of the ring itself. Okay, so all I have to do is turn these. There we go. And set the position the same. And there we go. So let me just grab these. I'm just going to grab them and split them off from each other. And I'll just let these scripts run. Actually, no, I want to make them the same height just so they're easier to find later. And let's just move the position down here. Where'd they go? Oh, there they are. Dang it. Yes, these are fun to play with. Let's just set the position the same. I'll just let them go on their own. I don't care. I'll pick them up and grab them later. Okay? So they will go on their own. So let's do this other one now. So let's take these, and we want these to do the exact same thing, but we want them to go to pick up where these will push the ring up, and then we want these to push the ring across the top. And the idea is they're going to reset under the ring. If we get the timing right, these reset under the ring and pick it up and keep it going. So it's going to take a lot of playing around with to get this right. And, you know, I'm going to save right here so I don't have to do this all over again if something breaks. Okay, same idea with these pieces. We're going to put one underneath. And put this one underneath. Now we want these. We want one to go across this way, and we want one to go across this way, and one to come back this way. So there are going to be 3 different directions on these, so we'll just do them one at a time. But it's going to be exactly the same thing. Yeah, I can program them all at the same time and just change the coordinates on them one at a time. So I'm going to make these just go this way. So I'm going to make them, let's see, object properties, position. We'll make the X go up, which moves it away. Okay. So object properties, script, add a script, add another script. Same deal. On timer, initial delay 0, repeat timer at 2 seconds. Action, move offset. So we want to increase X by 16. And as I said, these will all be adjusted later. Time will be 1.9 like the other one. Local movement is off. Okay, and then script 2 is just to reset the timer every 2 seconds. On timer, initial delay 2. 2 seconds, repeat timer every 2 seconds. Action, position reset. Turn off the velocity reset and make it 0 for the time. So let's just see if this works. It's going the wrong way, but that's okay, because each one of these is going to be different. Okay. So we want one to go Wait, this one is correct. This one is for the middle ring. Let's just bring that over here. This one is correct. The top one is for the middle ring, which we want to turn. Oh, wait, do we want to turn it? We want it to turn out. So that one is correct. So I'm going to leave the others alone, and I'm going to try to get the middle ring spinning, okay? And so what we're going to do is we're going to select the ring, and we're going to select only the pop can inside. Pop can, ring, pop can, and we're going to group it. And we're going to make sure that one of the rings is the parent object, just for the weight of it. Because I believe the parent object is what object sets the weight of what you're spinning. I may be wrong on that, but that's just my belief. I can check facts later. But anyhow, I just want to make sure that one of the rings is a parent object. And so this front one is the parent object. And then next we want to weld it. Weld group, okay. Before I do anything, I save. Because this is where I want to pick it up. If there's an issue, this is where I want to pick it up. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab one of these blocks. And we're going to have the bottom of it so I believe the turn the magnet off. I believe the bottom, actually I can turn the magnet on. The bottom, it starts on the bottom. And see, I let go and it goes up. So that's exactly right. So what I'm going to try doing is we're going to magnetize this to the ring so it's perfectly positioned. And we're going to magnetize it right about here, and let's see what happens. Ha! That's unexpected. I thought that would not happen. So maybe we can't do it with invisible blockers. Either way. Wait, we should be able to, because when you manually move it with invisible blockers, it works. Maybe the ring isn't set to spin properly. So let's just try spinning it. Aha! I know what I did wrong. It's still set to phased. So that's not a problem then. Let's put the block back. And we want it to start here because this is where this is going to spawn when the map starts. So we want the block to also spawn here. And let's move it over towards the middle because this may take tweaking as well. Because we want it to keep in contact with the ring for quite a ways of its journey. So all I have to do now is turn this item from phased to normal physics, and let's see what happens. Yay! It worked. Sort of, but it worked. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to my save. See, that's why you save it right before you try it. So although it broke, that verified that it does work. Okay, so let's go back and pick up my map. We're going to get this thing working. We definitely are. Mostly because I want to get out of here and still smell the skunk, even with the windows closed. I hope the dog did not get sprayed. That would really suck. For my brother, it's his dog. Oh, Control Z, work with Forge. Well, no. Maybe. Tom explained this to me when I was there. In order for undo or Control Z to work in Forge, you have to be constantly saving. Like every second, the map has to save, and then because it has to save a state every time you do something, in order to go back, it has to keep saving and saving iterations. There's no real way to do that, but they may have figured it out for Halo 10 Forge. I don't know. Okay, so what that indicated to me was that the block needed to start lower and just barely hit it. But there's also the chance that the pop can is too tight, and that's why it popped out, because it didn't have the freedom to spin on its own. So I'm going to unlock those, and I'm going to play around with the height. Get out of the kill zone. I'm going to play around with the height of these things. So let's make it spin freely first. Let's save it again here. I'm going to save it every step of the way. Let's change this to normal physics, and I'm going to grab a duplicate of the ball that I'm going to be using. Oh, there we go. I'm going to be using this to... Yeah, see, that's the problem. It's too tight. So it bounced out. So we're going to take this and we're going to bump it up just slightly. Oh, you see that? It started to spin just as I grabbed it. So that's the problem. It's just a little bit too tight. So a little Z fight up on it just to tap it up a bit. We'll do the same with this one out of the kill zone. Let's grab our ball and try that again. That makes me smile. So smile means save. Save it. Now let's grab these. Let's grab one of these. First of all, I'm going to place this perfectly horizontal if it's possible. So I don't know if it is possible, but let's try it. Just so that when I save it, it saves kind of right there. So let's go grab one of these blocks. All right, grab it from above. That's the easiest way. Whoa. Kind of what I wanted it to do. But it's not in the right position. That's all it is. So let me just move it off to the side. And once again, spin this back into position. Whoa. So save the map here. See, I have to save it every step of the way. Now I'll just be more careful with this while I'm placing it this time. And I'm going to start it a little bit lower so it bounces into it and gives it a bit of a kick rather than pushing it right off the start. So let me... No, I'm not going to let it use magnets. I'm just going to use magnets for lining it up. Dang it. Oh, that's cool. The magnets actually affect the spinning of the ring. That is cool. Let me actually put it in the center. So 194. Oh, it's so close. And then let's bring it over visually. And bring it a little bit lower. And that's good. and then let it go and see if it does its thing. Okay, it's got to go in a bit, that's all. I know what I should do. I should put a block here that I can magnetize it to the block. So let me do that right away. I'm just going to grab a just something I can use as a reference point. So just the primitive, detailed, a 4x4 block that I can use as a just as a reference point. So all I have to do to reset this magnet is just to magnetize it to this box, because it's always moving, right? So I did not mean to be holding both, but so let's just make this never mind, I will just set it to this. So let's make this 190. Oh wait, we don't need to make it 194. It's just got to be, it's just the magnet we're after. Oh, I know, I'll stick it to that piece there. There we go, stick it to the center of that. There you go. So you see how that corner's stuck to there? And then I'm going to slide this box over to here. So when I grab this magnet to reset it, oh shoot, I did it again. I grabbed both items. Let me try that again. You see, when I want to reset the box, all I have to do is magnetize it to that. But let's move everything over. Okay, there we go. Now that's going to have to be shuffled again, but what we're going to do in the meantime is we're going to take this block and we're going to change its direction. Let's go down into its first script, and remember how we had it Z or X forward as 16? We're going to make it minus 16 so that it goes the other direction. There we go. Now let's bring this over here and magnetize it to the box as well. And what we have to do is we have to figure out where this picks up the ring. Oh, here we go. That's handy. See, when that one piece lets it go, we want this one to pick it up. But I just realized something. This ring has to be offset. So here, what I meant by that was, well, I shouldn't have let it go. I just realized the script was slightly wrong on it. The script on this one should say, see, on timer, initial delay was 0. We actually want it to be 1 because we want it to pick up where this block left off. So this one goes up and it's at 2, but we want this one to start later. So we want this one to, let's just start it at 1 second, and then we'll just have to keep adjusting it until it's right. So its initial delay will be half the time. So let's see how that works. Okay, I think you're getting what I'm looking for here. So I'm just going to give the wheel a start. No. I have to get the timing right, or I can just do this. Make it a bit lower. And this one we will stick to the, let's move this magnet in, make it a bit lower, and let's stick this one back to it again. Okay, I think you kind of get in the picture what I'm trying to do. But this one, the delay has to be a little bit later. The script has to start a little bit later. So let's just try 1.5. And let's get the ring started. Yeah, it's got to be a bit smoother. That's really, the ring wasn't spinning that smooth. So this box has to be lower. So when we, this ring, this has to pick up, this has to grab the ring from underneath. So let's just try there. And this one, they have to be lower, greater than 16 units. So let's just grab that when it comes by. Let's increase it to sorry. Let's make them 20 units instead of 16. And I'm going to make another box for the top script, or the top pusher. Because that one's really harder to reset, so let's just... Oh, it did it again. Oh well. That's why you save. We'll get this yet. I'm also thinking I should have used larger blockers, because they're only making contact with the ring for a very short distance because they're so small. If I used a bigger, oh wait, no, if I use a bigger ring, it's going to interfere with the next ring that's going around. So I'll just make it right with the ones that's there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, when I go into this map, I'm going to lock the ring back up and get the thing spinning the way I want first, and then unlock the ring and see if it'll go. So that way I don't keep banging it and moving it around. Press F to pay respects. Nice. Yeah, I have a feeling what I should do. Yeah, I know exactly what I should do. So the ring itself is still phased. Let's turn it to phased. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate the ring. and just to simulate where these things should actually be. So I'll delete this ring once. I'll delete the top ring once I have the things in place. But you see, they'll help me figure out exactly where this needs to go. And I still don't think that this ring swings as freely as it should. So I'm going to group these again. I'm just going to move them out a hair, just because I still think they're just a little bit too tight. So let me move this out of the way so I can see where it is. I think that one's loose, but I think this one over here might be a bit tight. Yeah, maybe just a bit. There we go. And as I said, this one here is just for this one here is just for reference, so I can see where to put these blocks. Okay, and that way they won't move them until I set them properly. So let's just get this block. And let's get it magnetized and set to 20 units from 16. And we're going to have it start. We're going to have it. Oh, wait, this is not. There we go. Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, good. How's this going?
It's going really well. I almost got the ring spinning.
Nice.
Using these blockers over here. I've already scripted them, and they're going to push the ring up and then over, and then push it up and then over. And just a matter of getting the timing right. See, I set this ring to spin freely. Well,
yeah.
Sorry, it isn't yet. That's just a dummy ring there to.
Yeah.
That's just a dummy ring there to, so I can position this properly. So, it'll all work eventually. I'm gonna figure out where that pop can is. There we go. Oop, I'm gonna kill mine. So I just have to get these things positioned properly. Oh, you know what? That should be on the inside of the ring. It should be like that. Yes, it should. It should be just slightly below. Yeah, just like that. And then the other one should be up here. But I have to make that one again. So this one. Oh, I think I'm holding two of them. Yeah, that's the problem. There we go. Script 1, let's make it 20. And let's make it, initial delay is, let's just start with 1.5. And it should be, oh, wait a sec. Yes, it's forward 20. But it should be minus 20. Let's see if that's right. Here we go. Something wrong with the timing on it. Script 1, non-timer, initial delay 1.5, repeat timer every 2. It should take 1.9 seconds. Oh, the initial delay to repeat script 2 should be 0.5. I think. I guess we can just see. No. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? I want this to start. I want this to do exactly what the other one did, but start a second later. So, 1 second later, it still repeats the time every 2 seconds. It should take 1.9 seconds to do it, and then it should repeat. It should reset. At 1.6. 1.6. That's probably way wrong, but let's see. Yeah, other than that, it hangs there for 1/10 of a second. All right, let's try that. It's not going to work, but let's try it. It has to start further back. Okay, well, let's save it and see what happens. Yeah, the ring isn't spinning freely again. Oh, it popped out that time. Okay, let's end it. I'd probably have to just tighten up the ring. I should probably get it spinning freely before I try the rest of it. Monkey and parrot sound should be added to jungle maps. That absolutely. I agree. Gibbons. We need gibbons is what we need. Okay, let's just pick up our map where we left off. And let's get it spinning properly this time. Get it spinning nice and smooth before we apply those scripts to it. Crested gibbons. What sound do they make? Let's get a GIF or a WAV file in. Set my ringtone to crested gibbons. I was just checking my audio, making sure it was still there. Okay, so let me move these. Oh, right, I don't have those boxes anymore. Let's put them back out here. Yeah, I'll just grab this and just set it off to the side. And I'll grab this and set it off to the side. Yeah, that programming is wrong on this. I don't... I'll figure out the programming next. Let me get this get this thing perfectly make sure its position is good. 18 by 194 by 956. There we go. And right, I should make sure that these are... Oh, these are off a bit. Set in there nicely. And I'm going to tighten them up. They were loose, but I'm going to tighten them back up because I think loose is worse than too tight. There we go. And this one, let's get rid of that kill volume. Well, that was close. Just letting the kill volume reset. Right, let me change the movement type to object so I can move that straight up without it following the paths. And this piece has got to come over. And this one. Just got to wait for the kill barrier. The kill volume counts down to 0, but it also takes a few seconds to count back up. If you go back into it too soon, you just pick up where you left off. So let me cap it. That one's capped. How's this one? Okay, we'll save it here. And let's get this wheel spinning nice and smooth. Did I save? Yes, I just saved. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Normal. So, let's grab ourselves a ball and well, that looks mighty smooth. Yeah, that looks really smooth. You just tap it and it goes around. I have to get this script on this one working right. There's too much of a delay at the end. So it still repeats the timer and it waits a second. And it takes 1.9 seconds to travel. So the second script, that should be at 1 second as well, shouldn't it? Let's just try that. Yeah, that's all it was. I just had the repeat timer incorrect on it. So let me set up a magnet for that as well. And let's try that. Oh, the bottom of it, not the top of it. Yeah, so they need to be a longer run and then set further away. So in order to set this further away, this has to be closer. And let's drop it way down here. Okay. And we'll make this one 20. Let's just make it straight to 30. And we're going to start it way lower. Okay, this one we will start further back. And we'll make it 30 as well. Oh, I did it again. I keep grabbing two things at once. Yeah, let's just move it out of the way. Okay, that's actually good there. So we'll make this. We'll make this one 30 as well. And we'll stick it on. Well, we just have to work on the timings. But you get it. Check it out. It's working. We just have to get the timings right so that one picks it up just as it goes by the other one. A gibbon is a type of monkey that has a really cool sound. No, I didn't just randomly say that. Someone asked in the chat. Hey, Travis, check it out.
Okay.
I just have to work on the timings.
But
Yep. But here's the cool part is
Is the whole thing gonna like gyroscope?
this is the cool part, is you don't see those things. They're invisible. See, eventually it'll just be spinning. Once I get the timing right and the distance and the
You're
position
gonna have
right.
the other one spinning the other way.
This one's this way,
this
the other
side?
one's sideways.
And another one.
And then I'm probably gonna get the big one. Now that I'm happy with this, and it's gonna spin inwards, so opposite direction of this one.
Okay. I don't remember that in the original map.
No, it's in this map here. I can't show everyone this video, but check this out.
Okay.
This is the Anvil's Legacy
This.
Warzone. You see in the background?
Yeah.
That's what I'm recreating.
To do that. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool.
I'm not going to do the giant hands that are holding it. But if you go to YouTube and check Halo 5, Anvil's Legacy, Mercy Arena, and Temple Warzone demo gameplay, that's the B-roll stuff, you'll see exactly what I'm making in that.
Anvil's Legacy.
You know what? Let me just put the link in the chat. Since I can't actually show the video, I will just... Oh, let me guess. You already put it up there, right? I don't know if we had the same video, but that's the one. That's what I'm recreating. It's right at the beginning. Oh, that you put a video of the gibbon. Oh, I get it.
Oh.
We were talking about adding sounds, and there is a gibbon. They have a real cool sound. Oh, come on, scream, gibbon, scream. So you see all these gibbons here, but none of them are calling. And now I have this video running in the background and I can't find it. There it is. Okay, there we go. So that's what I'm doing. And now it's just a matter of getting the timing right. And once this one's spinning properly, we'll get the next one up and running. So I'm gonna save it here and do exactly what you said. Well, no, let's get the timing right first. So I don't think the timing is wrong on the second one. I think the position is wrong on the second one. So let me move it over. So this no. Yeah, it's got to move back a bit. So now I just have to get the timing of the bottom one. The bottom one's got to come down a bit. It's got to come over and down. Let's try it there. Oh, did I knock it off? I knocked it off. Okay, I have to see what those given sounds are. I thought there were some like natural sounds like that. Maybe there are, but they just aren't the jungle sounds.
I did, yeah. Graham and I were sitting upstairs talking, like, what's that? Doing
Yeah, I know there's birds, but there's no jungle birds.
We knew he was there.
Oh, so the bird chirp sounds in the game aren't actually bird chirps. Okay. I just remember hearing them somewhere and thinking those are bird chirps. Come on, Forge load. Actually, looks like we're only going to get a chance to get the one ring working because I didn't expect it to take this long. Maybe I need to move the other one up, not down. It has to connect sooner, not later. Yeah, so you know what? Let me try moving this one a bit sooner. I think that made it worse. Oh well, we'll get the timing right. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Something's breaking it. I'm just going to observe that for a second. See what's breaking it. Oh, you know what? Does a reset lag broke it? That's quite possible. I just realized, does resetting map properties put that back in position? I wonder. I'll have to try that next time. Yes, as a boy, we definitely need more sounds in the game. The sound of forgeable water. Sounds of a proper waterfall. There you go. You have to wait for it to spawn and then respawn all objects. Oh, okay. So maybe I should set a... No, on movable objects, you should not have set them to despawn, or they'll despawn where they are. I believe. Alright, we'll try it. We'll see what happens. You see, isn't there a button to reset position as well? I'll just try it right away. Let's just see. So, map options, respawn all objects, reset options positions. Yeah, see, that did work. It respawned its position. Maybe I need 4 of these. No, I want to be able to do it with 2. You see, the first one is good, and the second one picks it up nicely, but then it doesn't come around and grab this one. See, this one spawns too late. So maybe it just needs to increase the distance. Whatever I do to one, though, I have to do to the other. Otherwise, it's going to be turning very awkwardly. And I think what's knocking it off is that it's hitting it there rather than picking up while it's spinning. So maybe I just need to make... Oh no, I want to try to keep it with 2 blockers. See, it's only getting it every second spin. Yeah, that's the problem. It's only picking up every second spin. So I either need to use 4 of them, which I don't want to do. I want to do it with 2. So I can decrease the distance, decrease the timer. You see, every second pass is useless anyway. So maybe I just need to go... on a 3-second rotation. That's what I'll do. I'll make it happen every 3 seconds, but have it move at the same speed. So I'll repeat the timer. That's what I'll do. I'll just up the repeat timer to 3 seconds. And change everything else the same. So that way it'll pick it up once every pass, I believe. So I'll just play with respawn or reset timers. Yeah, now that... Oh, right, the top one has to be 3 as well. Where does the top one spawn? Right there. So just change this one to 3 seconds as well. So it picks it up every rotation rather than every second rotation. And so I'll just play around with the length of the timers rather than anything else. Okay, so the timer needs to be a little bit longer than 3. Yeah, it needs to be a little shorter than 3, sorry. Let's go 2.7. Um, 2.7 seconds. Let's just try that. Come on. .7. Script 2, 2.7. Nope. 2.8 maybe? Or just start this one further back. Come on. Start this further back and a little bit lower. Yikes. What am I doing? It's getting there. If I could just get that to be a little smoother.
Your rings fell.
Yeah, it's okay because I found out there's a button just to reset them.
Mm.
Oh, and I was in a kill zone and didn't know it. That scared the crap out of me. Oh, that's got to go higher. Still got to go higher. Nope. Oh, sure, after a while it smooths out, but still just a hair out. Something's too wonky. They're getting too pushy. Oh, this piece here is grabbing it and dropping it off. We'll get this yet. No, there's something wrong with this position. It's just... We'll get this yet, or we'll totally screw it up, one or the other. I think it's getting worse and worse. But I'm going to save it. Wait, I'm going to just make it a little safer. And you know what? I think I want to reset the ring itself. So I'm going to put these out of the way. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this ring and reset it so that it's perfectly flat when it stops. Oh right, I have to change it to phased. Now, I'm going to reset these blocks again because I know they've gotten so out of position. So let me set each one of these to 194. Sorry, 192. Damn it, I did it again. 192. And I'll reset these scripted blocks again. Because I know I'm getting really, really close. Okay, I'm going to save it here, and then this time when I reset it, it'll be reset to, oh wait a sec, make sure this is positioned properly again. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so save it here, and then change this to normal, and let's see what happens. No. This needs to get under it. Oh. Terrible. Completely the wrong way. Yeah, I think I'll be playing this for an hour before I get it right. Now this one just needed to be pushed over a little further. Come on. And I lost the ring. Yep. Yeah, so I'll just go back and grab the last copy, which was just a minute ago. Not a big deal. See, that we have to make this so perfectly smooth that it couldn't possibly fall off or break in matchmaking. And I'm thinking I might get rid of those pop cans because I don't believe they're as stable as, say, a cable would be. So I'm gonna rework those. Yeah, I'm gonna rework the. I'm gonna put cables in instead of pop cans because I don't think the pop cans are quite long enough. But there's something else I realized that I could do, but it really sounds. I'll explain in a second. Yes, it's all the pig's fault that my rings aren't working. I'm going to do something that's a little more radical. Like, really radical. And it's going to be invisible. And I'm going to use some big ass poles to do it. Poles, I said. I just had this thought. And I'm going to take this ring and I'm going to set it to phased. Okay, and I'm just going to set it aside because I want to keep it in case I mess it up, but I'm going to duplicate it. And yeah, let me put it back into position. Uh, 156, 194, and 20. No, it was 18, right? Because 20 is the edge of it. Okay. Now I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to get rid of this. Oh. And as I said, I'm going to do something kind of radical. I'm going to take this pole and this pole, and I'm going to color them the same. User 3. User 3. And these don't have any, there's no things to, okay. So, this is what I'm going to do. And I really, really hope this works. Stick that to that with a magnet. And stick this to here with a magnet. And grab a hockey puck. I know I have one right here, so it's going to cost me two extra pieces, but that's okay. User 3, oh, tertiary. I don't, let's see if, can anyone guess what I'm doing with this? See if you can figure it out what I'm doing here. See, the problem we're having with the ring isn't stable is because of the pop cans. So we're gonna do something. I really, really hope this works. Metal, oh great, we can actually change these to Forerunner. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to take this one and turn it 90 degrees. And I'm going to magnetize it to the middle. Is that the middle? Yes, it is. And I'm going to take this one and I'm going to turn it. And I'm going to magnetize it to this one. Very good. I'm going to group this and this. And then I'm going to group this and this. I'm going to get rid of the pop can. So let me ungroup. Ungroup. Delete the pop can. Delete the pop can. Group this back together again. Now I'm going to take this piece here and I'm going to run it off the map. I really hope this works. This would be so cool if it worked, but I have no idea if this works. I've never tried anything like this. I'm going to try to make it so that it can't break. I'm going to make this thing unbreakable. And so here's what I'm going to do is... Right, I'm going to get the blockers that hold this in place too. And I'm going to use bigger ones. So I'm going to use 2x2 or 4x4x8s. So let me get rid of these little ones here. And get rid of this one. I'm going to do 4x4x8. And they don't have to be invisible blockers. See, I think that's our problem, is invisible blockers are not that stable. I'm just going to use regular blocks. So instead of a regular block, I'm going to find something that will hold this as it is. So let's go look shopping through our stuff. There's one possibility there. I think that was our best idea. Oh, wait, we have these things here. Oh, yeah, those look pretty stable. What do you think? Those look stable? Let's grab one of those. They might be too small, but we'll find out in a second. Let's turn the magnets off. Let's duplicate this one over here. Yeah, let's try this. Let's dress them up first of all so they look good. I really hope this works, because in my head it works. Let's hope. Let's see if the game agrees with what's going on in my head. Okay. I'm going to set this to normal physics and pull up on it to see if I can't use this to hold this in place. Okay? So let's just change this to normal physics. So far, so good. Let's pull it over. And let's pull it up. Sorry, this is right. Sorry, I just realized what I want to do. Set it to phase first. Do this. Now set it to normal. Sorry, set it to fixed. And then we're going to go, we're going to slide it over. And then we're going to raise it up until it can't go up anymore. And I'm just going to adjust this by hand just to straighten it up again. Okay, and just give it a bit of slack. There we go. So there's one. Okay. Now I'm going to set this to set them to phased. Okay. And I'm going to group them so that this is the parent. Okay. Very good. So this and this is grouped, and that's the parent. So this is what I am going to try to do. I'm going to take this, I'm going to set my movement type to world, and I'm going to slide this thing way out of sight. I think that's way out of sight. Let's see if we can see it from the map. Just kind of floating there. Let's why not take it even further? That ought to do it. And I'm going to take the other one and I'm going to slide it out of sight. Whoop, kill volume. I'm too high. Let's just do it from over here. Okay, let's get out of this kill volume. So what I'm going to do is ungroup this now. It's going to be hard to do in a kill volume, so yeah, it's going to be hard to do in a kill volume because I have to ungroup it and I have to set the thing to fixed. Wow, that's a pretty aggressive kill volume. So let's see if I can do it from here. Oh right, I can grab it and then get out of the kill volume. So ungroup. Now I need to group the wheel and the pole. So let's just, so I have the truss. I will set that to fixed so it does not move. And then I have to group, oh, I'll do it after. Let me set the other one to fixed, which is a lot easier. So ungroup this, set this to fixed. Okay, so then I have to group this and this together. With this as the parent item, I have to do the same thing with that one that's in the kill volume out there. So I have to cylinder, and then I have to grab the pole as well in a second. And I'll try that again. I keep hitting the aggressive kill volume. I don't mind the time ones, but right there is I keep flying into it. Column. Ah, I didn't get back in time. This is fun. Did I get him? Well, I don't know if I grabbed the truss or the column, but let me group them. And I messed up. I'll just do it. I'll just make another one. So these ones are, yeah, I'll just duplicate that and make another one. So that one's fine. Okay. Just thread the needle. Lift it up. You see, I have to yeah, I have to do that exactly. Oh wait, the round side should be in. Come on, get on there. You see, I have to move it out of there, but I have to be able to... Yeah, you know what, I'll just group them, and I'll just try doing it again, but I'll just move them a little bit further away this time. Or a little bit closer so I can manipulate them a little easier. So group that together. Am I making a bench press? Yes, exactly what I'm doing. No, I am doing a trick that I've wanted to try, and I don't know if it works, but I really hope it works. Okay, so that's all lined up again, and so that's the parent object. Turn off magnets. Movement type should be set to world. Kill volume already. I'm just going to place it out here, and then I can hide it with a rock later. Or I can just try to manipulate it like I did before. I'll save it before I do anything. Yeah, you can still see it though. I'll just be patient. I'll save. And I'll just ungroup. See, I can see it a little bit better now. I have to regroup the two pieces, and not the third. So you see, I have to go group, group, and I did it. There we go. And then I have to group them with this one. Okay, that's grouped with that, and that's grouped with that. And then I have to group it with the ring. Right? And then that's all one big group. Right? One big group. And now I save. And let's just see if this works. It's probably going to explode, but that'll be funny if it does. Object properties, normal. I forgot to weld it. I forgot to weld it. So I told you that'd be funny. Let's get this back to where we saved it just a moment ago. Tell you what, if we get the first ring working, then we're going to shut it down. We'll get the rest working tomorrow. It's getting kind of late here. So let's try that one more time. I'm making a gibbon workout video. Complete with gibbon screams every time they bench the bar.
How did you get to that topic?
Someone said we should be adding, because we have a jungle map now, we should have jungle sounds.
Oh, okay.
And
That makes
he
sense.
said apes or whatever, and I said gibbons would be better. Jim Gibbons are now up for pre-order. Nice. Okay, let's remember to weld it all together this time. So I don't remember. I think I saved it. You know what? I'll just highlight it, weld it, and I'll look to see if the other pieces. But I'll explain what it is I'm trying to do here, rather than just confuse the hell out of everybody. Is that originally this ring had little pop cans holding it in, and they weren't substantial enough. So what I thought I would do was use these as the pivots that held it in place, because they're very substantial. And then I realized that once you lock things together, it doesn't matter that the pop can, which this is now the pop can, if it's touching it, because it can be grouped way off in the distance and it's still considered part of the group. It doesn't have to be touching it to be part of the group. So that's what I'm trying to do, is see if I can spin this ring using that pop can over there and that pop can over there as its axis point. And if it works, all I got to do is throw like a rock or something in front so you can't see it, or just leave it there as some mysterious forerunner device in the sky. So all we're going to do now is select this, make sure those other pieces are highlighted, and they are, and weld it. Weld. It's now welded, and here's the let's save it here. And now let's change this to, oh right, we want to change the parent to one of these rings. There we go. One of the rings is now the parent. And we will change the physics to normal. And it just completely... I don't know what happened there, but it went flying. There it is up there, see? Because it's still welded to this piece here. It's because I changed the parent. I don't understand. Here, let me just reset everything. It's because I reset the parent. Let me see what happens over here. I'm not understanding what I'm doing. I mean, I'm not understanding why it's not working. I don't think the map understands what I'm trying to do, and it's upsetting. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just quit this and go back and try moving the parent back. Yeah, I have a feeling that that may not work, having the pivot so far out, because there's so much more room for error being so far away that one little wobble on this end is a giant, huge wobble on the other end that transfers back to the over here and sends the wobble even further to the other end. So I think that it would have to be so perfectly placed in order for that to work. But I'm still going to try it one more time. Wibble wobble jelly on a plate. Exactly. That's the technical term as to why this didn't work. I'll probably just go back to using cables, because I think the cables are more stable than the pop cans. And oh well, you'll be able to see a cable sticking out of the side. You know, if I put sparklers on the end of the cables, maybe, you know. Oh no, don't go blaming it on Buck. Nothing wrong with Buck. Oh, for not reviving you, right? When we were in the campaign, but Buck didn't revive me. Just stood there staring. I think I called him too. Okay, so that I'm going to call that a failed experiment, but I just want to try changing the parent to one of the I keep wanting to call it fulcrum, but it's not. You know what? Maybe I have an extra. What else is selected? Yeah, this and this. That's one side. And that's the other side. So I'm going to make the parent over here. I'm going to make the parent this object here. There it is right there. So that one's the parent now. See, how could it not work? I mean, this is how wheels work in real life, right? Okay, so let's save the map here. Object properties, normal. Yeah, it just yeah. It's like freaking out. You see it flying off in the distance way over there. It's down there somewhere. I don't see it. Either way, let's recover and start with go back to using cables. Yeah, I think that was just too ambitious, putting the spinning a little ring here and having the actual pivot points being so far out. It's just no, it's not a rip ring yet. This ring is gonna work. We're just gonna change from pop cans to proper cables is what we're gonna do. Yeah, you're gonna get it to work, and you'll send me a clip. Well, the thing is, I already had it working. I already had it working under the map, and then I tore it all apart to show everyone what I was going to do because I wanted to do it as an instructional thing, but I can't seem to get it. Can't seem to get it. Oh, you know why? I was supposed to set the pivot points that hold the pop can to set them, lock them, and then set them to fixed so that I can actually so they aren't jammed up against it. That's the problem. I did that on the other one and it came out perfectly smooth. So that's what we'll do this time. We'll use the cables and we'll do that. And what I'm going to do is stick the cables halfway through so you can see them on the inside and the outside. Yes, Tim, I do not doubt that you can do it. So let me delete that. And delete that. Just in time. And we're going to use the position just slightly shifted on this. So let me reset the position again. And let's get some cables. Another thing is I think I should have used the larger blocks so that they can carry more more along the distance of it. So I might switch to an 8-foot block from a 4-foot block. Anyhow, cables. Props construction. Cables. There's a Mantis rip-off in Black Ops 3. Do I want capped or uncapped? I think with capped I'm going to get the same problem as the pop can. So I'm just going to go with the cable itself. Uncapped. Make another one. And paint them gray. Alrighty. Actually, I do want to have them just on the outside. Okay, so group. And weld. And save. Okay, and then I got rid of those invisible blockers that I have to remake again. 2x2x4. Yeah, that's right, and I'll set this to fixed when I put it in place. Okay, so I'll change this to fixed. See, I pushed it right up against it. Now I'm going to pull it up. Ah! Let's make this one the parent. Wait. I know what to do. phased. Let's try that again. Yeah, now the reason I do it this way is because when I set this to fixed and put it in position, if it gets shuffled, I can just reset position again and it's going to be straight up and down again. So let's set this to fixed. No, phased, right. Fixed as a group, right. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with fixed as a group. Now let's turn our magnets off. See, it bumped and it messed up, so I just hit reset position and it resets position. Now we'll slide it into place, and we're just gonna keep resetting, moving it up and resetting position until we get it right where we want it. Right, like so. And then I'm going to duplicate it. Put one on the other side. Pull it out just slightly. See, that way every time I lift it I can reset the position and it can be and that way it's going to sit in there just perfectly. Okay, so I'm happy with those, so let me set these back to phased. And I'm going to lock it in by ungrouping them. Did not mean to do that. Oh shoot! I didn't set it to phased. I thought I. Okay, I'm all out of sync here. So I have to make these again. No big deal. I forgot to set it to phase before I unlocked them, so that's just my mistake. Once again, grouped. Top one should be the parent. See, and then I can reset it, duplicate it, phased. Let's change it into both to fixed. Fixed. Place them and then set them to phased. And slide it out a bit. Just a bit. Okay. Now, that one set to phased. This one, it's set to fixed, so we'll place it. Set this one to phased. Just verifying that I set this one to phased. There we go. I can ungroup them now. Yeah, I knew there was a custom browser coming. I read the NeoGAF post almost moments after he posted it. Then Frankie posted it in our NeoGAF group. Uh, unlock, right. So the only reason I'm unlocking them is so I can put the cap back on. This cap here, I'm just going to just drop it in place, just so that it keeps it from bouncing around too much, but doesn't lock it in too tight. And then I'm going to and then group them together, so if I have to shuffle them around, I can just shuffle them as a group. Oh, wait a second. I just realized I have to move this over. It was just too tight. There we go. Beautiful. So there's one locked in place. And here's another. Oh. I must have had those all grouped. That one just fell out of place, that's all. I think I accidentally had it selected with the other one when I was moving it, which I do all the time. Fixed. Phased, ungrouped, and drop that cap on. Okay, let's save that. I'm beginning to think I know why that thing freaked out. Because I think I have this. No, it looks like this is selected, but no, it's not. It's just, that's just where the thing is for some reason. Anyhow, this object property is phased. We're going to say it's welded, so it's a good place to save. And let's I probably shouldn't have the timing blocks on, or the timing, but you know what, I've saved it right here anyway, so let's just change this to normal and see what happens. Okay, good night.
Good night.
So it's just a matter of getting the timing back now. It spins much nicer. It's just a matter of getting the timing down. So let's try that first before we save. Come on, grab it. Just too slow. Yeah, well, it's just a matter of fine-tuning it now. So what I'm going to do is just move these out of the way, and we'll come and get them. We'll reset them another time because I'm packing it in. I'm happy with what we have. It's just a matter of fine-tuning it now. Map options. Object positions. And then let me change that to and we're going to save the map there. So I'll probably go back online to finish this. If I get some time offline, I'll just fix the timing so that we don't have to put up with this all night. And then we'll add the second and third ring next time, and we'll get this thing done. So anyhow, it's been very successful. It's just a matter of I've decided I'm going to use bigger blocks or longer blocks, and so that they carry the ring for a greater length rather than just the 4-foot length. They can carry it the greater length. And I'm just going to get the timing down so that it picks it up and swings it around properly. And I might just slow them down a little bit. I'm not sure because I don't think I want the ring spinning quite that fast. Actually, I'll slow it down for the outer rings, but I'll keep that one the same. So we'll work on that next time. So. You remember when Frankie left Bungie and lost his flaming recon? Yes. So we'll see you guys next time, probably tomorrow. I would imagine it's Labor Day. A lot of people will not be working, so so we'll see everyone tomorrow. No, I have to go. Sorry, I got to be up at about 5.5 hours from now, and I need my sleep if I want to do this again tomorrow. But we'll definitely be on tomorrow, and earlier. I'm pretty sure we'll do it a little bit earlier. It's almost 6 a.m. there. Well, it's almost time for you to get up then, isn't it? Good night, everyone. Thanks for watching, and just a quick recap like I always do. We're going to get this ring spinning. This whole bit here, it's going to look really, really cool when we're done. And we just may make those hands, go like this across the top yet. We haven't decided yet. And add some lighting and effects like that on it so that it looks like this is either this is being charged by that or that is being charged by this, one or the other. But, I just got an invite to join someone's party. Now I'm packing it in for the night. So that's going to look really cool when it's done, and so much different than the other one. And I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to replace this block, but let me just give you a bit of a preview. I think this is what I'm going to do with that. I'm going to have it set rings, and then another set of rings underneath, and then another set of rings like that. So it looks like a bunch of concentric rings. Actually, maybe I can't because that's the biggest one there. We'll think of something. Maybe we'll take your guys' ideas as to what you'd like to see there, and we'll put them there. But that's kind of how the structure is going to look, because I wanted to do it with, like, when we tried recreating that for the Griffball rink, I think it was like 150 pieces or something. I don't know what it was. It was a lot of pieces. And as you see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It'll probably be about 16 or 18 pieces when we're done, but that's going to be it. It's going to be very few pieces, and it's going to look very effective. That may not be our final design as well. That's just something I whipped together tonight, but we'll come up with something really cool for that. Oh yeah, and I just want to see one quick thing. Can I actually Yes, I can make these the Forerunner. They actually can be the Forerunner metallic look, so that's good to know. So that's kinda, sorta, how that's gonna look with that cool reflection on it. That's gonna look pretty hot when it's done. So anyhow, see you tomorrow, everyone. Thanks for watching.